Hello, and welcome to another roguelike demo showcase. I'm Backpack Brain. Today, it's baseless. It's baseless, folks. I'm sorry, it is baseless. And what is baseless? Well, it's the demo preview. It's a roguelike. I guess we're playing in English. Making games as solo dev is hard, brother. Don't I know it? Anyway, hold on. I have held, and I have changed the settings, and I will start. What is it? I don't know, but what? I guess the game is gonna tell me. Oh my god. Look at what's going on here. Did I FPS cap this? Me when I drift alone for ages. Okay, I must be the last one left. A friend. I'm freed from my cage. Despite all my rage, I've been given a second chance, and I must serve the Nile. Ancient Egyptians be like, isn't it beautiful? Your bud. Yes, but what is it? The Azimouth? Oh, okay, we are in Stellar Hollow, but we're also in the Nile or something. The Nile grants us power. We're ready to get the mission. Toad these creatures of undefined shape. It looks like a Kurtzgast video about like germs inside the body, as best I could describe it. But I like the what's going on here with my cursor. I feel like I'm playing Os. Okay, but we seem to be playing the video game. We're gonna get seen the ropes. I appreciate the skip convo option. I want to at least show the convo. We got a scarf of the Nile. That's me, the tiny little guy right there. I love it. I feel held. Okay, remember the elders' teachings and let the flow carry us forward or whatever. Enter the portal and then welcome to training. I need some training. That's good. And this little guy, look at this. Little fella. Little creature. Are you sweating? I'm sweating. I'm not nervous? Spin gun. We got a thing. Now, I have to be upfront here. I have a, like, I think in the interest of transparency I should say this. I have a resistance and a slight allergy to the, I don't know what you would characterize this type of humor and presentation as. And it's not me, it's not you, it's me. I'm allergic to sort of the millennial Tumblr humor, and I was on Tumblr years and years and years ago, back when people were on Tumblr. But for people who, if you use Tumblr now, I think it's just best we'd never meet. But like, no disrespect, I just like we would not get along, I think. But like, there's just like this, it's sort of quirky chungus before quirky chungus, if that makes sense. Like, Glorbo, it's almost Redditor, but it's not quite. Like, it's the kind of thing where if you've been online enough, you know what I mean. And you either share my sentiment or you're like, come on, it's not that bad. You just let people enjoy things. And I'm the proponent of let people enjoy things, but mostly I'm talking about anime. Anyway, this is the Chat Power Ionizing Non-Gravity Utilizer Ultra. That was just a lot of wrong words right there. Actually, I think I got most of it right, but we got the spin gun. We're gonna propel ourselves. So we shoot to propel ourselves. Control to talk. Aim at the ground to go up. Aim down to go up. Let's get the checkpoints. I like a game with an interesting way of controlling that isn't like intentionally obtuse. Where the point isn't that it's intentionally obtuse, you know. I don't mind a Bennett Foddy game. I will be collect my resources, sire. I haven't tested my CPS in a while. My hand is kind of washed, and I mean that like literally and metaphorically. I did go wash my hands before this, not specifically for this. I've realized that sounds kind of odd now. I just went to the bathroom. I'm opening up the door the outside now. I recommend people, you know, people. It's like pissing is good when you do something that requires not pissing. True if big. Okay, I didn't read what that said. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I think that's fine. You added a skip intro button for a reason. I'm a gameplay. If a game is about gameplay, it's about gameplay. Unfortunately, I'm like the only way you're gonna get me to really like lock in on a story is if the characters are cute. Or, if the story is good. I finished Disco Elysium yesterday. And I would like to give you my thoughts, but I don't want to, like, besmirch what is good, potentially very, very, very good looking, aesthetically, and maybe even gameplay-wise so far. Because it seems to be, like, gravity stuff. Like, Neo, when you're in the air, you sort of float, but when you're not in the, like, proximity to it, then... Well, you are in proximity to, like, a mass object. You're gravitationally attracted to it. What was I saying? Something about... Oh, yeah, Disco Elysium... I don't want to start my whole review here. I might upload a video on it. Something like this. Right? But I got the Kuno ending, is what I guess it is. I mean, I'm sure there's sub-endings within the ending. It seems like it's gonna be hard to balance shooting and dealing damage at the same time, but it also does not seem to be any damage fall off. Power weapon. Power weapon. I still haven't seen the the Minecraft movie. I have seen the Mario movie. I actually watched that one in theaters because I was like, you know what? Let's support some cinema. And it was good because I watched it with a friend, and everything is better with friends. Anyway, this bloater. Reload it with the weapons chest. How do I... We got this bloater. Ah, it does big damage. Hit me. It's sort of... I have to, like... How do I... Like, I think what some people feel towards anime and anime games must be, like, a heightened version of the very, very small... like mismatch I feel whenever I get this sort of aesthetic where I can ignore it and I'm perfectly fine. But I think some people genuinely, this is like a tangent, but I think it's fun. Power weapons are better, I can get that. Your movement weapon is a desperation weapon. But like, my bub what? Space to bubble. Okay, so your bulb will sort of... How long does it last? Okay, so you can do like the Zelda physics-based like pause thing. So you can like hit this and then like... Oh, you can hold the gun. I've been clicking the whole time. My bad, y'all. Ooh, now that's... See, now... So, there's a cooldown between when you can use your bubble again, if you do a charge, which is like gonna be... It's gonna be a little difficult. Anyway. So far the mechanics seem pretty good. What was I saying? Something about something? I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway. I got a fight to say charge. Let's talk about the sword of yours. I have a sword! Where's my sword, bro? Give me my sword. Ah. Power bubble equipment. We like that. Okay, I think that's it. Yes, bro. Okay, very simple yet complex. Okay, I guess. So that just happened, etc. Anyway, I promise I have love in my heart. Okay, I'm just a guy. Where's Totes? We should zoom out with Z. Ah, the end result. Oh me, oh my. Bye bye, baby. And the music kicks in. Oh. Where'd my music go? Okay. Where's my music, bro? My music! But what about... Okay, so some boxes also drop ammo. Okay, am I missing anything? Those ones, I don't really need them. Defeat nearby enemies. Bro, what enemy? There is a non-enemy. Thank you kindly. I'll grab the triple machine gun while I'm at it. But the music should be playing right now. Ooh. There we go. Something kicked in. What's happening? A trap? The unibrow the what's it called? I don't know what it is called, to be honest with you. I don't know what this is. Who are you? Dipped in? You're on my turf? So true. Oh yeah, I forget, you charge in a direction that is not... Okay, so what's the downside of staying in your shield? I guess they can break it. That seems like the only way that makes sense. I've got other tasty treats. We be eaten. Oh, they be eaten. I guess we be defeating the things that be eaten. Glorblor, is that guy's name really Glorblor? Come on, bro. Come on. We can't be doing this. I mean, you can be doing this, but I can't be doing this. And I'm gonna keep doing this. Luckily, I can... It looks great. I can appreciate, like, it's you solo dev, you said? You made this all yourself, bro. Come on. Now that is seriously impressive. That's a work of art right there. Now you're done with training. Okay. Hooray. Globlor. Well, they are kind of globs, to be fair. This guy's design is nice, though. It's got like a horn and it's like a very tiny. Like this just looks like one of those sperm and egg diagrams. Elder's Prophecy. You heard Globlor, bro. We have to save them because apparently we're the only relevant fellas. Okay, and this is home base where you upgrade stuff, presumably. I've played roguelikes before. What do you got? See, these guys are cute. Look at them. Okay, but we have to rest. We have to go on a real mission. We sleep. Chapter 1. The flow. We should go to the world to start a mission. Games menus as an interaction. Deadlock just did this. Start a mission. Loadout, we don't get to choose yet. Objectives, we don't get I'm just gonna select it. Where is my mission, bro? There's my mission. I clicked it. Hologram. Eliminate glide forces. Listen. I understand the yapping. Where are we? Oh, the beamer. Now that's a fun attack. I like that the little... No, take me out of my damn bubble, okay? Ah, that thing blows up, huh? Should have seen that one coming. I like the beam attack. I'm a fan of beam attacks. Okay, bubble is like a... Oh, it literally is water. We be dying out here. Oh. We can do a bit of that. We can blow this thing up also. Let's clean up whatever was in this corner. Okay, the triple rifle is more of a one-shot. O2 supply danger. So, that's new. So there's basically like a limited amount of time I can spend not on or near a planetary object. But it seems like the case. We'll do some nice little Homer. Homer. No, that's Peter. But we will grab Homer. Anyway, where is the last enemy? Here it is. Well, you home, so I'm not worried about that one. Honestly, the main attack is easier when you're on the ground. I mean, it's not really any harder, like, to right-click, to be fair. But regardless. It's nuclear throne, but gravity. Everything is nuclear throne. And I'm sure nuclear throne was something else before that. But I played a lot of nuclear throne, so that's kind of my frame of reference here. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend that the concept of like game in which you defeat a bunch of enemies and oh god, we didn't mean to go that far, did we? What's this? Gear? Hold. I can't wait for the boss fights. I'm hoping things have like unique attack patterns because that's the only way that this really makes a lot of sense. Right now it seems like it's a little trivial, but it is like difficulty 1. It's not like, you know, the basement in Isaac is like the paragon of difficulty. Although the bosses, like, I mean, listen, I've died on the first floor of Isaac. Of course I have, everyone has. So that being the case, what are you? Ow. See that guy here, that's a difficult guy. I'm not sure how I feel about the need to go back to base. I guess it's a solution to a problem that's not really solvable any other way. The idea being that otherwise you could just like not interact with the islands and you could just like perfectly maneuver in space the whole time. What's this about? Where does this take me? I want to know. Okay, you can see that when you need O2, you can see the like atmospheres of the places. I assume I needed to grab this and then it would send me that way. Okay, pretty good, bro. I would like to reload if possible. I would at least like to grab that. I will say the fact that items need to like the fact that your like power ability or whatever needs to be reloaded or need like I guess the fact that you can't just stockpile. You know what? I don't know what I'm saying. I was gonna say like it seems arbitrary, but then again, it's not that arbitrary. Where am I trying to go? By the way, the warp is open. Ah, it's up there. Seems like if I wait long enough, I would have been pulled in anyway as it expands. Which is entirely fair. Where am I? Scout got trapped, not as comfortable as it looks. Get Scout out of here. Third person ass. On my way, bro. Okay. Shit. Very sick animations. Listen, the stuff that people don't spend a lot of time thinking about. I see it, okay? You see it. I bet some of this stuff probably you were slaving away on it on like late nights, and then someone just like comes here and is like, well, the gameplay is like okay. I feel like it is a little, you know, it can be disheartening. Oh, I meant to. Oh, I forgot I had the shift. I pressed it on instinct. Well, let me grab this. Why don't I? You move better when you're sort of trying to get that orbital like synergy. You move very slowly if you're trying to stay on the land. Thanks. I'll grab a rifle before I go in case I need it. I don't think I will, but anyway. Generating galaxy, by the way. Collect the gears. I presume the rooms or like the floors, the planets are generated. I'm tiny, bro. Can I zoom in? Oh, those things are like bad, huh? Well, let me go. Not what I meant to do. It's hard. But you are tiny, and it's not my. It may be my fault for not being able to get my bearings early. Give me this thing, thank you. Can I get health, please? Okay. Grab me that. I still don't quite know what the gears do. And I should be using my shield a lot more, but it's kind of just tough to remember to do that. Music is good, also. I think it needs to be said. I think 90, no, maybe not 90, I'd say 70% of games fall in the realm of music is not something you think about when you play them, and every so often you'll be like, oh, music makes sense. Music is good, and I think that's the best compliment you can give most roguelikes and most indies, is that, like, I think like 60 to 70% of them are like, oh, the music like makes sense, right? And then the rest of, like, there's a small portion where you're like, okay, the music is like harmful to the gameplay experience, and then there's a like select view where you're like, the music is really, like, you know, acclaimed, is really what you're here for. You know, like, if you're gonna talk like a Mario Kart game, the music is what you're there for, and in a sense, like, the gameplay of Mario Kart is not revolutionary, it's classic in that sense, and then the music is what keeps people, like, it keeps YouTubers employed with the soundtracks, let's put it that way. And the fact that Nintendo, well, let's for all the intents and purposes, like, the Nintendo soundtracks being used in gameplay, in, like, commentary channel stuff, like Ace Attorney soundtracks, Nintendo soundtracks, every sort of, all that stuff. I like that when you're in an adaptive sense, when you run out of ammo for your thing, you sort of switch to your, what do you call it? The game switches to telling you in indication markers where that thing is. I find that that's helpful. It takes the guesswork out of playing the game in a lot of senses. I like that. Okay, let's do a bit of that. Take me here. Let me grab a bit of this, and a bit of that, and a bit of everything else. Did we do it? Looks like we did it. Oh, do supply danger. Okay, give me this first though. Thank you. And then I'll get sucked into the portal that takes us to the next dimension. Defeat the zone boss. Joe? D-Joe? No, there's a guy, bro. We gotta fight the guy. The windmill boss. Ah, that's a classic sound effect style. Like bit crunch. I like a bit crunch. I am no mere monster. I am the keeper of Longbreeze Locks, bro. I'm Zephyr. I'm the chosen keepers. Prepare to be blown away. Windmills do not work that way. What would you know, buddy? We parry. Okay, well, first phase done, I assume. Yeah, now with those 4 phases. Okay, second phase done. Let me... I died? Thus? 2 lives remaining. Will you revive? Okay, that's too generous. You should just kill somebody. I like the color palette has switched. But I do think I should have died, and I don't think that adding extra life, unless it's just a tutorial thing, in which case I'll be like, okay, that's fine. My shit, it's out of sync. It's out of everything. Okay. Stun kill times 2 or whatever it says. Okay, let me get up there. Let me fight the good fight. Ow. It is hard to, it's hard to control when your method of attacking is the way you move also, to be fair. I hit space on that, the input just didn't queue. I'm not lying. There we go, we killed him. It only took us 1.5 lives, basically. Well, let me grab whatever that thing is. I like this effect. I feel like, at the risk of sounding a little judgmental, and maybe this is not fair, there's a lot of very cool things being done here. We beat the demo! Look at that, how cute. New record, time bonus. We saved the guy. Second rank, not quite the highest rank, but I mean, we did pass on. The zone orb, that's what that was. It feels like this game is like so close to being my ideal. Now it appeals to others and maybe it doesn't appeal to me. I think maybe I don't let me think about this. Give me a second. I think I'm trying to like put words to what I'm thinking here because I think it's not fair to just say something isn't for me and not sort of try and explain at least why from my perspective, because I think a lot of people who enjoy this, it's fine if you enjoy something and you don't know why you enjoy it, but if you don't enjoy something, I think it's good to try and like figure it out. Now obviously it's also good in the converse to figure out why you enjoy something. That would lead to more discovery of the self, but I'm saying from a criticism perspective, if someone's already buying your game, you don't need to really ask why they bought the game. You can, but it's probably better to also ask why people wouldn't buy your game, because those guys, you don't have the money yet from a purely, logical standpoint. Anyway, I think it's sort of that I don't really know what's going on here. Like, not plot-wise. I don't know what anything or anyone is. There's no grounding of, like, there's no sense of the world in any capacity. There's just, like, glorbo bad guys and glorbo good guys. And then every so often you get this sort of aesthetic like pulling together, like at the end of that boss fight there. I think that was like pretty good, but because of the sort of very it's very informatics YouTube coded in its aesthetic drawing, and like the rounded corners and like the like color palette and stuff and the way it all looks, and to me, I just find that not as interesting to me. But the gameplay is I would say it's pretty good, to be honest with you. The unique spin of like shooting is movement, you have a weak basic attack that doesn't run out, and then you have your like weapon that you need to reload and like recharge or whatever it is. And then you have your ability on shift and your bubble on spacebar or whatever the controls, you can configure them, I'm sure, and then you can master it, you can like combo, you can charge your bubble into direction, which is, didn't even mention because it's something you can figure out by yourself pretty easily. I mean, I like that. I like some stuff not being mentioned that you don't need to know to like win, but that is like cool. That, as well as the oxygen meter and stuff. I think it controls a little janky, but sort of that's the point. I don't think it was really it was not really impeding on me. I felt like it was more of a skill issue on my part, obviously, when I played it for like 20 minutes, right? So I think that's sort of where I lie, is that like what makes the greatest indie roguelikes with this sort of like, styling, what makes them so memorable and so great and so like thing is not just the gameplay, but it's sort of, and I've banged on about this so much that I may have to start like collating my thoughts into like a dreaded video essay, is that sort of a uniform aesthetic and vision for the game's like art direction is sort of what turns a good gameplay into a great game, is sort of the unspoken aesthetic uniformity and like a direction in which to take it. So like if I think of examples, right, from my personal like gameplay experience, I mean Disco Elysium I played recently, it's not fair to compare your game to Disco Elysium. That motherfucker, like those guys worked very hard on that. A lot of people made that game. That's not fair. But if we're talking about, Nuclear Throne, for example, I think the way the characters are drawn, the way the world is, like, I think there's some sort of, like, I sort of get it. Do you know what I mean? And that game is basically, I don't even think it has any dialogue ever. We talk about Isaac. Even from the beginning of Isaac, I think it has that sort of, uniform vision. And I think you've got like great gameplay here, and clearly you have a knack for art, music, everything here, right? I just think you got to take all this and turn it into something. Like you have to like, I don't know, figure out what would turn this into a, this is purely my perspective. Like, you can feel free to ignore this, but maybe it helps you. Like, turn this from what's otherwise sort of cool gameplay and then decent look into like something truly like a pointed style. You know what I mean? Like, right now it just sort of feels not an afterthought is the wrong word. Let me think. I think it's sort of I think I have a general idea of what I mean now. Both the fact that there is like a dialogue, an intro scene, and some plot, and the fact that the general look and feel of the look and like sound and the like visual aspect of the game is like this. It feels like what someone would construct if they were like, "Hey, this looks good," right? If the idea in your mind is like, I want to make this look, because I'm assuming you would have like a tech demo and like a basic outline of like, something that looks like complete ass but like it does function, and then after that you were like, okay, I have the gameplay down, I have the loop down. I should, you know what good games have? Great art and a look. Let's make a game with great art and a look. And of course you can't not have dialogue at the beginning. There's got to be some of this and some of that, and then you sort of, you don't paint a uniform picture, you just sort of paint a general picture, and I think that's fine. Like, I think because it's a roguelike, you can get away with it because like it doesn't matter. But I think I guess I should ground myself in like explaining what I meant is that I think you can turn this from like a maybe 7.5, gameplay is fun, it's nice to look at, into like a 8.5 to 9 sort of really makes you feel like it's got something to give. I think you're on that precipice is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I don't feel like I don't often talk this much about it. What's this? Scarflume? The enhancements, the gameplay elements. I'm a fan of those. But yeah, that's sort of where I'm at, right? Big shot. Now's your chance to BR. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Hopefully it wasn't just completely nonsense around, but hopefully it was something useful. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and stuff, and yeah. See ya.